Good morning, Devils fans. We've acquired yet another player into our Devils family, and that is why today's spotlight is on Cal Foote. Born December 13th, 1998, to his mother Jennifer and his father Adam, the former NHLer with the very long and successful career. Obviously, we also know his brother Nolan, who is also in our organization, and was going to be one of the next few videos, but his brother is going to steal a little bit of that spotlight because, well, he was just signed, so we got to talk about him. So, how did Cal get here? Well, he would play Pee Wee with the Colorado Thunderbirds, growing up in Colorado with his father playing there most of his career. Cal would be with them before being taken in the second round of the 2013 WHL Bantam Draft by the Kelowna Rockets. He would go on to play 2 seasons with the Thunderbirds U16 team before making his WHL debut in 2015-16. He would play 2 seasons with the Rockets before being drafted 14th overall by the Tampa Bay Lightning at the 2017 NHL Entry Draft. Cal would play with Team Canada and win gold at the 2018 World Junior Ice Hockey Championships. He would complete his third and final year as a Rocket before signing his ELC and making his AHL debut with the Lightning's affiliate, the Syracuse Crunch, where he lost his opening game to the Binghamton Devils, even though he scored on his very first shot, landing him his first professional goal. After 3 seasons with Syracuse, Cal would make his NHL debut January 13th, 2021 at the season opener of the COVID year in a win over the Chicago Blackhawks. Cal would earn his first NHL point on his first NHL goal 3 games later on January 30th against Pekka Rinne in a win over the Nashville Predators. Cal would continue to bounce between the NHL and AHL in his first 2 seasons, and in total would spend 2.5 seasons with Tampa, where he would score 4 goals, 11 assists, for 15 points in 117 regular season games, and 2 assists in 13 playoff games. On February 26, 2023, Cal was part of the infamous trade to the Nashville Predators that saw him and 5 draft picks moved for Tanner Jeannot. Nashville would choose not to extend an offer to Cal, and yesterday he signed a 1-year, 2-way contract for $800,000 with $350,000 if he was down in the minors. So, well, what are we actually getting with Cal on the ice? Well, he's a defensive defenseman with some size, but obviously was moved on from by a couple of teams for reasons where we're hoping he kind of fits our system a bit better. Plus, at worst, we could use the right-handed depth down in Utica regardless. Offensively, he isn't providing much, obviously, but does generate some chances off his passing and shot. It's nothing crazy, but he at least does have some setup capability, so that's a bonus there. Defensively, he excels at preventing entries into the zone over actual in-zone defense, something a lot of our guys do have in common. He's not very great at retrieving the puck if he does not prevent the entry, but in the rare cases he does retrieve the puck, he does excel at moving it back out of the zone. Problem is, how often can he actually execute that retrieval? In transition, he does manage to retrieve and exit his own zone if he manages to, and manages to have not have to dump it in. He can set up a play. That's a lot of ifs, though. So really, unless he has the game in front of him, Cal can struggle. If a cycle game is started against him, he has not found success in defending against that. With the speed and skill of today's NHL, relying purely on entry denials is a bit of a risky game, but comparatively he is good at that facet of the game. It's just the rest of his game outside of that which can be a bit worrisome. So, all in all, he's a bit of a project, but at his age, how much more development is there really there to be had? Again, I just really think it's mostly, the high hopes that he just fits our system a bit better, and if the puck is not lasting in our zone very long, his game can thrive a bit more. The thing is you want guys that can get the puck out of the zone once it is hemmed in there, and Cal's not really the guy to do that. Well, off the ice, I don't really know much about him. There wasn't really much written about his personal life either. Most articles were purely about hockey or his family with just his dad, but no actual off-ice activities. So there wasn't really much to go on, and obviously he hasn't done his media availability with us yet either. Like I said, we know he's part of a major hockey family, fairly legendary father, so I kind of assume the guy just lives and breathes hockey. And I'm going to assume, again, he's probably very happy to be in an organization with his brother again. Going forward, Cal feels much more like a guy who's just shoring up the right side in Utica, like I said. If he gets any NHL time here, it's likely because of injuries. I mean, 2/3 of our right side is set with Dougie Marino. Then you have the guys like Miller and Smith, and especially Nemec, who are also fighting for that last spot there. So it's pretty stacked against Cal here of actually making the opening right roster or anything like that. Maybe if they wanted a little extra size at the position on some nights, and we're just worried about burning a year of Nemec's ELC if he doesn't force his way onto the team, I can see Cal getting some time that way. But again, he's still fighting, like Smith and Miller again for that spot. So it's a pretty tough position. I wanted to touch on this a little bit. I know you can cry out nepotism in this signing, and there probably is an element of that. But we've seen this across the NHL, especially in an organization. I mean, even back with Lou with the Zajacs. Here, I mean, we even brought Brad's brother in on a PTO. We've brought, former coaches and current management players' sons in. Which I'm fairly wishy-washy against. Obviously, you want the guys to earn it on their merit, but that's really the NHL. It's kind of who you know in a lot of cases. I mean, that's just not the NHL. It's just the world in general. But a little bit of pushback on it, I would say, is we didn't give up any assets for him. It's purely money thing. So it's a guy getting paid by a billionaire to play hockey. I'm not going to complain about a worker getting paid money. Also, it's another feather in our cap if his brother Nolan makes a case to be a long-term piece with us, because having his brother Cal in the system could maybe help him want to stay on a better deal, potentially. So maybe there's that facet to it as well. Top three, obviously, again, not much to go on, so these are going to be pretty straightforward and boring. Number 3 is going to be that he chose to come here. Yeah, he, wanted to be a Devil. I'm sure it's probably just because his brother was here, but hey, we at least gave him the opportunity. He does have a position down in Utica where, he'll have a spot to play, so, good for him there. Number 2 is going to be a placeholder for his media availability. Just can't wait to hear what he has to say about coming here. If he even will get one, being a two-way contract guy, I'm not sure, but maybe just being Nolan's brother gives him a little bit of edge of talking there. I don't know, but as with most of these guys that don't have much of a track record with the team, number 1 is going to be the fact that he's just a Devil. So I'm going to support and cheer for him and hope he succeeds during his time here. But that's really going to do it for today. I'm off of work. I'm taking care of both the kids by myself this weekend, so it's going to be a crazy one between this morning already and the next couple of mornings trying to get these done. So hopefully I get them out in an orderly time for all of you. That all being said, I will see you again tomorrow morning. Enjoy the rest of your day. As always and forever, let's go Devils.